Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here. I hope you're doing fabulously. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. And thank you for joining me. Okay, so today what I want to talk about and get started on is, as you can see before me, I have some small Midori style journals, and I want to just kind of show you what I've done, and we'll just kind of talk about it a little bit and we'll get started. I'll tell you what materials and things that you're going to need, and you can work along with me. I think that would be fabulous. Alrighty, so let me explain to you, first of all, I first did my first Midori style was done before I was even doing videos on YouTube. Several, golly, I don't know, at least 6-ish, 7-ish years ago or something like that. And I came across a gal who liked it or something. Anyway, I got the idea, and so I went on the internet and I looked for Midori, and they were really expensive. And I was like, woo! And I thought, well, surely I can make something like that, myself. And so that's how this was born. So the first ones that I made, I think I made like 23, and I gave them to everybody I knew. Oh, golly, So the first ones were made with scrapbook paper. Let's see, let me take my calendar out. Let's scrapbooking paper that I covered with a what is it? I think it's that like shelf liner stuff, only it's sticky. It's got the grids on it and it's clear. Anyway, I covered it with that. It's very basic, but I liked it. I thought it was really pretty. And I used washi tape to to put it together, and then I stitched all around. And anyway, so so this is my first, and then I started not too long after I revised, and there. And this is I wonder what year this was. I don't remember. 17? This is in 17. So I probably made my first one maybe in 2016. Anyway, doesn't matter. And as you can see, I mean, it works. And I was really happy with it. And I had a little pen go here, and yeah. And then my next one, I thought, well, now I want to get fancier. And so the next one that I made, I took a book cover and repurposed, gutted a fun little book, and then covered it with fabric and did my little Midori, for my elastics there. And this one was really quite duded up. So in 18, in July, is when I started writing in that. And in Etsy, stuff going on there. And you can see my covers are quite, I've decorated them quite a bit. And I had fun. I mean, this was a lot of fun. And the inside, I had an old Funk and Wagnall Standard Dictionary page that had, this whole thing came from the dictionary, and I just loved it. So I just glued it, down. Let's see what my front, and here's the, both those pages were like, oh, loving it. So yeah, but I found that I didn't use it all that much for a couple of reasons. One, I had put some magnetized closures, and that was irritating to me. I wanted to just open it, right? Like 1 or 2 seconds later is going to kill me. And then it was almost like it was so pretty. It was like, this isn't really even practical. I don't know why, but it's like a wonderful piece of art, and I have a little bit of writing in there. And I love it for what it is. I put the corners, the Tim Holtz corners on it, so it's really nice and sturdy. And, forgot. And I added another elastic so I could have this 18 and 19. Oh, where is it? What have I done? What have I done? Anyway, so it's fat and got a lot of good stuff in it. And I like it. I do. I loved it. I loved this. When I finished this, I was like, oh, I love this. But I still didn't use it a whole lot because it was too fussy, too fruity, too pretty. So then my next, and I have some videos on these. I don't remember exactly what I have videoed and what I've shown you and what I haven't, but you can go back if you want to go through all the old history. But we're going to make one together, so you don't have to if you don't want to, but if you're interested. So this one was made very simply. There again, I wanted to keep it simple. So what I did was, this is just papers that I have collaged together, and then I random stitched and Mod Podged the whole thing, and then I added a picture of my kindergarten picture there and stitched that on and put my Midori, my elastics, which is, I think, why it's called Midori, because it's this style. And these I did just little raw edged fabrics, just turned it in. And I like this. I do. This is a wallpaper. If I could speak, I'd say this is a wallpaper pocket. And just some images that I thought were fun. I love the old vintage stuff. So, this is what I'm currently using. Now, I have, like a to-do, things that I need to get done, and, and I keep that pretty good. And then I also have written a lot. When I journal, actually write and journal, I kind of like small, but I don't like necessarily super busy. I don't know, it's weird. I don't know that that's 100% true. Sorry, I may be a liar. I don't mean to be a liar, but sometimes when I'm junk journaling, and I'm doing pretty things, and I'm adding a little bit here and there to a bigger piece, then yeah, I do like that. But when I'm just sitting down to journal with not trying to help decorate or explain why I put this paper or that picture or that weird little sales tag or something, that I do in my junk journaling, when I'm just writing, I like the non-clutter. And so this works beautifully for me. For me. Everybody has their own style, and I'm sure that you have something that works for you. Or perhaps you're still trying to discover. And so I hope you can relate. And those of you that are new to my channel, please know I'm discovering, I'm learning. And so if this is all brand new to you, welcome, come on board. We're all growing. We're all just trying different things. So I'm just giving you some examples of, a possibility. Try this, try that. That's what I've done, is looked at lots of different YouTube channels and read and, just seen what I like and try different things. And some things I adopt, and other things, I say, well, that was neat. Glad that worked for them, but that's not quite, what I want to do. Anyway, this is just a scrapbook paper that I've covered over like a heavier cardstock or file folder thickness. And, I just added little tabs here. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why are you keeping the cover off from, the little booklet? And I saw this on someone years ago, and I would give them credit if I could remember, but I don't remember who it was. But they recommended that instead of having this to where when you need to replace this, that you get, you make a new cover, that you just separate the actual booklet from the cover of the booklet, and then when you put it in, it's not going to come apart. But then when you fill this up, you just pull it out and you put in a whole new little booklet. And I thought, oh, that's brilliant. So that's why I do that. And I borrowed, I stole, but it's mine, so I'm stealing from myself, so it's fine. I thought, okay, I want one fancy one. So I took one fancy one from my previous journal, Midori, and I'm keeping one. And this is I'm almost done. I'm going to have to put in a new writing booklet pretty soon. And on that, I have found for myself, what I like to do is a thin deli sheet tracing paper type paper and one line, so that when I'm writing newly on the deli paper, and these have been coffee dyed, but look, I have my lines. So I write just one side. I started writing both sides, but it was kind of messy. Then when I turn it over, I've got this. And then the next, and I write on both sides of that, and then I write one, I don't know. I just have this paper fetish kind of thing. So that's what I do. Okay. And then I have one for, for my church, the things that I do, activities and responsibilities and stuff. So this one has been working really quite well. And I am using it, and I'm enjoying it. Now, I talked with you guys in one of my recent videos about doing this style. And so I have, since we last chatted, I've been playing around just a little bit, and I thought, well, I think I want to create one with fabric. Let's give that a try. My first one with fabric, actually. I mean, I've used fabric elements, but the first one with fabric. And I kind of think this is kind of fabulous. So what I have done is I have given pockets on both sides. And listen. Hear the crunch? Yeah. This got glassine. It's a quilted, an old quilt is the front cover, and then I've lined it with glassine and with other fabric and stitched and added, my pocket. We'll go through that process. So, yeah. So anyway, this is my latest one, and I really don't need it, and so I will be selling it when we're done with this. With this course, I still have to decorate some of the booklets and whatnot, but let's see, what am I not telling you? Midori style. Okay, usually it will come with 3 elastics, and I came up with my own. I do my elastics this way to save strain and stress. When you buy them, there's only the one. You'll only see the 3 in the top and the bottom. And then I think these are on the back. I don't know. I can't remember on what goes around. But this is what I'm doing. And I found that this is really nice because it sturdies it up. And so, but normally they come with 3. And then you can have additional inserts if you have more elastic, and you can tie and you can hook 2 together. So you can have as many as 5 in a book if you need that. And as we get going here, I will show you that process so that you can decide, if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so here are the things that you're going to need. Let's get that closer so you can just kind of read that. Okay, the small Midori journal. The size is, and of course for those of you that are not in the United States and that you use the metric system, you'll have to gauge it by what your paper size is. Yours is a little bit bigger, but you'll still be able to do that, I think, from showing what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is 5 1/4 by 6 1/2 inches closed, which is a really nice size you can put it in your purse. It's easy to carry. It's just a nice size. So the cover size when it's open is 6 1/2 by 10 1/2 inches. And then when you fold it in half, of course, it's half of that. But what I do is I cut larger and then trim down to the finished size. With fabric, especially if you're going to quilt it and that type of thing, you want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. And so I would encourage you to do a little bit larger. So you'll need a cover piece. Let me just show you what I'm taking from. I have this old cutter quilt, and actually, if any of you are interested in this, I haven't taking time to list things on Etsy is very time consuming, but I do have a cutter quilt that I have cut into wonderful sizes for some journal covers and whatnot. And this has been hand quilted, but let me know if you're interested in something like that. But you're going to need, and I'm not trying to push something like this on you. I'm just saying I have this available if you'd like. So because I had already this has already been quilted. You don't necessarily need to have batting, but you can. So you would want your top and your batting and your inside lining cut to the same size that you'll trim down to this size. So you'll need something that you can trim down. You'll need batting, perhaps, and I add glassine to mine for crunch, which, anyway, yeah, I do that. And then you will also need some maybe contrasting fabric, maybe some lace, to add a pocket if that's something that you want to do. If you're not interested in adding you just want the bare bones, that's fine, or whatever it is that you're thinking that you want to do that way. But it's really fun having the pocket already stitched on, and that just takes a step that you don't have to mess with. And I like that. So you'll want some scraps of lace and glue and your sewing machine, and maybe some ribbons, yarns. This is a fun yarn I like to pick up in thrift stores, junk stores. Sometimes you can find some little odds and ends that are super cheap, and yet they're really pretty. And so, yeah. So this is what this started with. I'll just show you this, and then we're going to call it good for this video, this first one. This is what I started with underneath, and then I have added laces and trims and covered it to where you can see through, but, not too much. But there again, that's up to you. I love this as well. I just had not tried something like this, so I wanted to give it a try. And one thing about this cutter quilt that I do have, if you'll notice, this has faded, and of course it's not good to put on a bed anymore because it's starting to show its age and got the little holes and such, but the back is in really good condition, and I could have left that if I hadn't decided to line it and put a pocket on it. But there again, this would have been really quite thin, and I wanted this to be, sturdy. So, okay, so if you have any questions at all about this, post them in the comments below. If you're new, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and join with us. It's kind of new to me too. I've done a few, but this is my first fabric one. So, all right, guys. I hope you're having a really great day. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I just know I love you, and I'm here. And yeah, until next video, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.